What's your name?
My name is Narinrit. Prem-apiwathanokul.
Okay, and what's your company name?
The company is the BICO Academy. The company is providing educations for on the cryptocurrency and blockchain.
Oh yeah, great. And how do you feel to be here?
Oh, it's fantastic. I feel like privileged to have an opportunity to share the situation in Thailand on the stage.
Yeah, that's great. Okay, thank you so much for today.
Yeah.
We have a plan to draft up a strategy looking up further for 20 years. So now Thailand is developing a national strategy for 20 years. And in order to go for the 20 years, we put the target to transform Thailand from the developing country. We are in the status of the developing country for too long, for too long. Okay? But now we have the plan, the national strategy to transform the country from developing country to developed country in the 2037. Okay, and please go to the next slide, please. With that, there are a number of strategies to put in place, okay, in order to help the country transform to that. And as Heavens just mentioned about the privileged and underprivileged people, so in Thailand, outside Bangkok, there are quite big number of the underprivileged people, big number of the undereducated people, and many things that we hope to have the technologies to deploy to help bridging the gap, okay, and bring up those underprivileged people and those privileged people to be more competitive and help the whole nation to go through the situation that we can call the developed countries. Okay, so allow me to share you a little bit of, yes, okay, thank you very much. Okay, so with the 20 years national strategies, there are like 6 pillars of development that need to go. First is like security, okay. The key themes, okay, the key themes of the development is go like securities, prosperity, and sustainability. Okay, the idea is that they put the security as a very first thing, as the fundamental, because without these security foundations, it would be very hard to build a prosperity. Okay, so at the very first phase, they focus very much. In order to achieve that, they divide it into 6 pillars of development. First is the securities, second is the competitiveness enhancements, development and empowerment of human capitals. And this is one of the key important, as you can see that the number 3 on the human capitals sit right in the middle, because everything you need people to deliver the things. Number 4 is on the broadening opportunities and equalities in society, as I mentioned, the privileged people and underprivileged people, something like that. Number 5 is on the environmental friendly growth. Number 6 is reforming government administrations. So that's the 6 things that the country will focusing on the development in the course of 20 years coming up. So when we talk about the technologies, we have to think about what technologies that can help into each of the pillars to fill in. If you guys, as the blockchain fellows, think about it, what kind of blockchain technologies that can help, in each of those pillars, how blockchains can be, help in human capital development, how can it help in their national securities, kind of stuff. So if you can see these, foresighting as their national policies, national strategies, then the technology probably know blockchain more than I do, so I wish to learn from you too, okay? As Heaven mentioned earlier, we are together to learn and to help each other sharing the experience, right? So next slide, please. So about the blockchain, and when we talk about blockchains, most people in the industries, they know as the cryptocurrencies. Sometimes when we say, I do blockchain, they ask how many Bitcoin you hold, So, which in fact is like, it's not really the case, right? When you're working with blockchain is not equivalent to Bitcoin. Bitcoin is just one or the first demonstrations of the application of the blockchain, if you may know that. Okay. ก็ก่อนที่จะพูดถึงสไลด์นี้ขอได้สวิตช์เป็นภาษาไทยนิดนึงนะครับเพราะว่ามันข้ามเนื้อหานิดนึงก็ในส่วนแรกที่ผมอธิบายไปเนี่ยก็คือว่าอยากจะให้เห็นภาพนะครับว่าตอนนี้เนี่ยประเทศไทยเราเนี่ยมีแผนนะครับแผนยุทธศาสตร์ชาตินะครับ20 ปีนะครับหลายท่านอาจจะยังไม่ทราบนะฮะก็ที่ผ่านมาบ้านเราเนี่ยมีแผนพัฒนาเศรษฐกิจและสังคมเนี่ยเราทำแผนทีละ5 ปีนะครับแต่ว่านี่เป็นครั้งแรกที่ประเทศไทยทำแผน20 ปีนะครับแผน20 ปีก็จำเป็นที่จะคือมันต้องมองลูกยาวมองลูกสั้นบางทีมันก็ลำบากใช่ไหมครับมันก็มีอะไรหลายอย่างที่จำเป็นที่ต้องมี direction ที่ชัดเจนนะครับซึ่งตอนนี้ประเทศไทยเราก็ปักธงไว้เรียบร้อยแล้วนะครับว่าภายใน20 ปีข้างหน้าตั้งเป้าไว้ที่ปี 2580 นะฮะเชื่อว่าทุกท่านก็ยังคงมีชีวิตอยู่นะฮะช่วงนั้นนะฮะปี 2580 เนี่ยเราปักธงไว้นะครับว่าประเทศไทยเราจะเป็นประเทศที่พัฒนาแล้วประเทศไทยเราเป็นประเทศกำลังพัฒนามายาวนานมากนึกออกไหมฮะ developing นึกออกไหมฮะกำลังพัฒนาไม่พัฒนาสักทีนึกออกไหมฮะเรากำลังพัฒนามายาวนานแล้วแต่ตอนนี้ด้วยแผนยุทธศาสตร์ชาติที่เขากำลังทำกันอยู่ตอนนี้นะหลายฝ่ายกำลังเร่งมือกันตอนนี้นะครับเพราะว่าด้วยตัวพรบยุทธศาสตร์ชาติเนี่ยนะครับออกมาแล้วก็หลายหน่วยงานก็มีกำลังดำเนินการอยู่ตรงนี้เป็นการวางแผนไปที่20 ปีก็คือปี 2580 ตั้งเป้าไว้ชัดเจนว่าเราจะต้องเป็นประเทศที่พัฒนาแล้วได้นะครับซึ่งการที่ไปถึงตรงนั้นเนี่ยมันก็มีเรื่องของการพัฒนาหลายมุมใช่ไหมครับเมื่อกี้เห็นด้านความมั่นคงด้านทรัพยากรมนุษย์ด้านนู้นด้านนี้ด้านนั้นเต็มไปหมดเลยนะครับก็มีหลายด้านซึ่งต้องการหน่วยงานทั้งภาครัฐภาคเอกชนภาคประชาชนช่วยกันนะฮะเพื่อที่จะผลักดันไปซึ่งผมหยิบตรงนี้มาเพื่อให้เห็นว่า20 ปีที่เรากำลังจะไปตรงนั้นเนี่ยนะครับเทคโนโลยีอะไรก็ตามที่มันจะช่วยซัพพอร์ตแล้วก็ส่งเสริมในการพัฒนาในแต่ละด้านตรงนั้นน่ะแน่นอนมันจะถูกเขาเรียกอะไรรับการส่งเสริมจากทางภาครัฐถูกไหมครับเพราะว่ามันเป็นการสอดคล้องแล้วก็อินไลน์ในการผลักดันยุทธศาสตร์ชาติอันนี้ก็อยากเห็นภาพตรงนั้นที่จะขออนุญาตสวิตช์กลับมาที่บล็อกเชนโอเค so I have to switch between two languages okay hope you not confusing okay so for this one we back to think about what is happening on the governancing of the cryptocurrencies they call digital asset in Thailand as the recent legislations that's been enacted. Okay? We have in Thailand we just enact a crypto law in effect. Okay, this is from one of the main medias, okay, Bitcoin.com. Okay, they mentioned about Thailand has been enact as their government decree to regulate cryptocurrencies and ICO, and the point is not too bad, but to regulate it, to have it operating properly in Thailand, something like that. Okay, next slide, please. Thank you. So this is like definitions that been in the legislations that describe what is it fell outside of the regulation. So can you go back a little bit first? This one is quite important because for the SEC, the law giving the power to the currency is for the utility token here. You see that they're split into half, okay? And it's very interesting. For utility tokens, that can be utilized or can be used on the day that it offered to the market. It's fell out of regulations, okay? Doesn't have to go through the ICO portal process. But if you are offering the utility token, but by the day that you offer to the market still cannot be used or cannot, exchange for the good and service, if that's the case, that kind of token has to go through the ICO portal because it's something that is not happening yet. Okay, so the SEC just want to make sure that the token issuer going to promise to give to the investor is some kind of legitimate and really have their intention to provide that too. Okay, next please. So this one is for the business, like exchange, and so exchange broker and dealers to deal with different tokens and things. So for this one, I just bring this up not to go into grand details of the regulation, because you can easily search from the internet, very easy. But just to let you see that in Thailand now we have some kind of regulations and designated regulators, which is the SEC in this case, which is similar to many other countries that give SEC to be the regulators for this industry. Okay, next one please. So regulating and governance is on its learning curve. I think everyone is learning, nothing to be legit, but just to have something happening first, and then hopefully on the continuous development process, continuing improvement. Okay, so what to expect is more announcement and more announcement, just to cover this and not to cover that, something like that, which already happens. Number of announcement after the law, after legislation enacted. Okay, next slide please. So just to wrap up on the technology foresight, I'm not going to deep down into the AI, because right now I hope that everyone know already that what kind of technology that we are talking about today. We talk about the AI, we talk about the IoT, we talk about the big data. So maybe quantum computing is coming, but that is like the technologies. But the technologies will be useful or will be valuable. It will only when we can apply those technologies to match with the national developing strategy, right? So what I'm giving you today is the foresight of the national developing strategy. So if you hold the technologies or you are developers, okay, and if you have any kind of technologies that can match with the development plan of the countries, obviously you will be highly support from the Thailand government, something like that. So